charming, full of sweet nectar, and decorated with a deep navel. In other words, sometimes in the West we see people, the navel goes out. It comes out. It's a very inauspicious type. Navel should go in. Radharani's navel is very deep and it's full of nectar. As it says, charming and full of sweet nectar. Her navel is actually decorated with a sweet nectar. Sri Radha's beautiful waist enchants the three worlds. And Radhika's sloping hips lead to her charmingly beautiful slender waist, bound by a creeper of 3 beautiful folds of skin, and decorated with a sash of tinkling bells, kinkini mala. Kinkini mala. Kinkini, or her. And as beautiful as 2 exquisite plantain trees, it's like banana tree. Sri Radha's thighs enchant the mind of Cupid. Sri Radha's beautiful knees are 2 reservoirs filled with the nectar of various transcendental pastimes. Radha's beautiful feet are decorated with jeweled ankle bells, and her toes with toe rings, as beautiful as the treasure of Varuna. Radharani, of course, has qualities, very many beautiful qualities, 25 qualities of Radharani. It's not, we say sometimes, it's not quantity that counts, it's quality. Just like chanting Hare Krishna, some people, they run around and say, "Oh Prabhu, I'm chanting 64 rounds. Oh, really? So you have to advertise. You have to advertise and tell me how your glories. Why don't you chant the holy name and let the holy name chant purely, and let the holy name purely work within you, and you become transformed by the holy name, and automatically your glories will be announced. You don't have to tell me your glories, how you're chanting 64 rounds or 128 rounds. Because if you're chanting purely 5 rounds or 1 round or 1 name, you'll become a transformed personality. You'll become a divine Krishna Bhakta, illuminated with beauty and knowledge and all saintly qualities. And that itself will be your advertisement. That itself will be the pronouncement of your glorious attainment. But rather you're saying, "Oh Prabhu, for Kartik Vrata I'm chanting so many rounds." But chant 1 round purely. It is quality that counts, not quantity. So when we talk about qualities, Radharani only has 25 qualities. Krishna has 64. But one of her qualities, her 25th quality, is the only one that counts. Her 25th quality is that she fully controls Krishna. She fully controls Krishna. Krishna is the Ishvara, but she's the Param Ishvari. She's known as Ishwari. The name for Radharani is Ishwari. She's the Param Ishwari. Krishna controls the universe, he controls the planets, he controls the atoms, he controls everything. But who controls Krishna? Radharani. Just with the blink of her eyes, Krishna completely surrenders everything. So these are her qualities. She only has 25, but they're so outstanding and wonderful and so deep. Radharani is very sweet and most charming to look at. Radha is adolescent and always freshly youthful. Her eyes are doe-like and restless. Her face is smiling and ever blissful. She has auspicious, beautiful lines adorning her lotus hands and feet. She maddens Krishna with her fragrant bodily aroma. She's the most exceptional singer and veena player. Therefore, Krishna gave her the name Gandharvika. Gandharvika means that the Gandharvas are very expert in music and dance, but she's Gandharvika. She's worshipped by the Gandharvas. So she's the best dancer, and the best singer, and the best musician. And Gandharvika also means Gandha. Gandha means fragrance. When Radharani is dressing in the morning, and the mandris are dressing her, and she takes off her petticoat, and when that petticoat falls on the ground, then Bhumi becomes fragrant. Because the natural fragrance, as we heard, Radharani's body is naturally fragrant with a celestial divine aroma that cannot be found anywhere. And that aroma enters into her cloth. So when the mandris are changing Radharani, dressing her in the morning, in Barsana or Javat, and her petticoat falls on the ground, and when that petticoat touches the earth, it imparts flavor or gandha, smell, to the earth. And the earth takes on so many ability to give fragrance to so many flowers, rose flowers. So the origin of all beautiful fragrances is the beautiful body of Srimati Radharani. That's why when Prabhupada told us, when he said, when you see a flower, Prabhupada said it's Krishna's smile. Krishna's smiling. A beautiful flower is the smile of Krishna. Why is Krishna smiling? Because the fragrance of that flower is the fragrance of Radharani. Because the origin of all the fragrance of this world is Radharani. When her petticoat touches the earth, it fills the earth with the fragrance, which again comes back. So when we smell a flower offered to Krishna, we can imagine, or we can try to imagine, how much beautiful, the wonderful fragrant body of Gandharvika. So this name Gandharvika means this, Gandha. Her body imparts fragrance to the whole universe. Oh, Radharani's words are charming and pleasing. She's expert at telling jokes that delight Krishna. She's exceptionally humble. Radhika is the embodiment of mercy and compassion. And Radha's intelligence and wit surpass everyone. She's expert at performing all the various activities of love. Shyness is the shining gem in Radha's character. Laja, she's called Lajeshwari. Laja means shyness or bashfulness. And she is famous throughout the universe as Lajeshwari. She's the queen of bashfulness. She's very, very shy. Radharani is the beacon light of modesty and never swerves from the path of honesty. Radha is never perturbed by worldly sorrow or misery. She has unbounded gravity and sublimity. These qualities are mentioned in the Madhya Lila, chapter 23. The Bengali or Sanskrit is there, listing these qualities, and this is a translation that's given in Chaitanya Shikshamrita by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Radhika is ever fascinated to unite herself with Krishna. Radha possesses Mahabhav, the highest sentiment of love. Radharani is a reservoir of loving affairs in Gokul. Her transcendental glories are shining in all the worlds. Radha is most affectionate to her superiors. In fact, Mother Yashoda, she loves Radharani so much because Radharani comes every day to cook for Krishna. And when she comes there, when Yashoda sees Radharani, she thinks, "Oh Radharani, you're so beautiful. You're my daughter." And in the palace of Nanda Baba in Nandagram, there's a separate room for Radharani. She has her own bedroom there, her own sitting room, for her to stay at any time, because during Janmashtami she stays overnight there in Nitya Lila. So when she comes there, Yashoda is so affectionate to her, because Radharani, she comes, she pays obeisances and touches Yashoda's feet, very humble way. And then when she stands up, then Yashoda embraces her and smells her head, and she says, "You're just like my daughter. You should just stay here. You're my daughter. I love you as much as I love Shyam, as Krishna. There's no difference between you and Krishna. You are my daughter. Just stay here." So Radharani is very affectionate to her superiors like Yashoda and Rohini, her mother Kirtida, and her grandmother Mukara. But even Yashoda, she's affectionate to her, and the affection is returned. Radhika is submissive to the love of her senior girlfriends, and she's the chief among Krishna's gopi lovers. Radha always keeps Krishna under her control. Krishna submissively obeys Radha's command.